I've been in the field of chiropractic now for about 55 years. And of course, my children, being a lot younger than I am, they were raised strictly in the chiropractic field. And I can think back one time when my daughter was 2 years old and my son was 1 year old, she put her hands in the crib and tried to adjust my son. So consequently, they were well endowed in the field of chiropractic and the importance of the brainstem. I remember one time, my daughter loved animals. We always had animals. So one time a bird hit her window and was unconscious. She took a ballpoint pen and tried to adjust the atlas of the bird. She loved animals, and knowing the field of chiropractic, she wanted to do whatever she could for animals other than when she seen how they took care of animals with shots and what have you. She didn't like that idea. So she originally, I think her original idea was get in the field of chiropractic so she could actually eventually take care of animals using the natural way.
Something has changed, yes.
Okay, what do you think has changed already?
I definitely see more flexibility in the bird. It's like you said, there's some atrophied muscles.
Yeah.
And they're not going to just disappear.
And her head
the
is
movement
tilted.
Yeah, she has a little, it was like canted to the side, like
Does that feel better?
With the shoulder.
Does that feel better?
Yes.
No, she just turned her head severely to the left. That looked like pretty good range of motion.
It did.
Yes.
Was it better than normal?
Better, yes.
You got a pretty good grip in your right foot right now, too.
Cool.
What does it normally feel like?
Usually she doesn't have much grip in it at all. You want my hand?
It's more that you're holding onto her foot.
Yeah. So you feel like she's gripping harder?
A little bit better, yes.
Good, all right.
This is a happier looking bird.
Yeah. We'll bring it back in a month. Yeah. Get you another adjustment.
I have seen her perform miracles, instantaneously.
My dog was the kind of dog that if you just barely tapped her hips, she would just topple over. She had nothing, and she was atrophied in her back legs. So they were little sticks, and that her front end, she was pulling herself along by her front end. So Sherry adjusted her, and then after she adjusted her, my dog Sissy just immediately put all of her weight on her back hind left and scratched her stomach with her. Like she suddenly had access to her hind end, which she had never had before.
I went to Palmer College of Chiropractic to become a chiropractor, and near the end of the 4 years, I went jogging to Vanderveer Park, and I was thinking about my life because I was near graduation. And what happens is I see a paralyzed squirrel right next to me, and all I could do was turn its head left and right. And so I got all excited, and the average person probably would have said, I have to take this squirrel to a veterinarian. I said, I have to take this squirrel to Palmer College of Chiropractic and get it x-rayed to figure out its misalignment. So I jogged 3.5 miles back to my apartment, got my roommate. We drove back, and he was just like there. That's all he could do. We felt up his spine, and what I felt was this first vertebra was really misaligned because obviously the squirrel fell out of the tree and gave itself a really bad whiplash, and so it was really twisted. And brave me, I will have to say, I used my roommate's finger. I said, feel this, feel this. So she put her finger there, and I used her finger, and we pushed the vertebra back, and within 15 minutes the squirrel went up the tree. It was kind of like a reminder to say, Sherry, remember why you're becoming a chiropractor. You want to help animals.
My dog has a little back injury. It was about 4 or 5 years ago, and we were moving, and the van, she was in the cab with me, and the van pulled up. I got out with the movers and left the door open, and so she jumped down, and after that she was hurt very badly, couldn't walk or move at all for a week. Now she's up and walking. Last week she was falling all the time, and if I just barely touched her, she'd scream.
Hi. Bijou. Are you a sweet spirit?
Oh, she is. She's an angel dog.
Alright, so she's got right head low, right eye low. So her skull is going down into the right side of the spinal cord.
Hold, honey.
Okay, yeah, she's really jammed.
Is she?
Okay. So she's got what they call double compression of the head going down on the right side of the spinal cord, affecting the nerve tract for the position sense of the right rear leg. And the atlas, the first vertebra, is jammed completely on the left side, and that's going to make her left rear weak. There's a lot of heat here. do what they call CP reflex, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so she didn't know her foot was upside down for the count of 18.
Oh,
I have a feeling the right one's going to be worse. 1. So if I put it there, see how it just keeps on moving?
And on the slippery floor, that's what makes her slip.
Yeah. So hold on. I feel her right hip is high, sacrum's high, so it's twisted like this.
Oh my goodness.
And then I bet at the last rib it's going to be sore. It's right there and it's roached. So she got uncomfortable
Good
there.
girl, Bijou. Good girl.
Hi, sweetie.
Good, sweetie.
Then she's dipping down here.
Oh my.
She
Good
really
girl.
doesn't want to extend that arm.
No.
Let me see this one. Really doesn't want to extend that one either.
She's really out, huh?
Yeah. Let's fix it. Can I adjust you? This is gonna feel so good.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetie. And because the back of the skull is so round, it moves fast.
Uh-huh.
All I have to do is give it a little momentum to move. Now let's see. Did I do it? Oh, how about that? I did it. Okay. So I just got the vestibular apparatus balanced.
Goodness.
And talks to the cerebellum, so she's already going to have better balance and coordination. So now, in order for her head to stay in balance,
Yes.
the atlas has to be right underneath the skull.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to do next. How about this?
Oh my gosh.
Now, often, right after the adjustment, she can do a big yawn.
Uh-huh.
Can you? Because this also gets rid of stress
Good
in very deep places in the body.
Oh, good.
And also, whenever there's head tilt, it pulls the vagus nerve that goes to all internal organs except for the adrenal glands.
Right.
So this is going to be a great tune-up for the body.
Oh, wow. How about that, Bijou?
Now, she's smiling.
She is smiling.
Hi, you.
How about that, darling? Look at you.
Well, look at her face. She's relaxed. There's no stress or strain, and she's calm. So remember, this turned over for the count of 18.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, okay.
Oh, right away.
Right away.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Holy cow.
And this one. See
Right
how
away.
she's putting her
Yeah,
leg
yeah.
down now? You can
Straight.
hear it.
Yeah.
And you can hear it.
Oh, you're going to dance, honey.
Yeah, she was
Well, you
good.
know, when she's feeling well, she acts like a puppy. She does not act like a 12-year-old.
A lot of heat coming off her spine.
Yes.
This isn't roached anymore. And the pelvis dropped down on the right, and so the sacrum. And I'm checking the toes.
And
That's a
she
great
can extend her
extension.
feet and her arms
Yep.
in the front?
Yep.
She wouldn't do that before at all. You couldn't brush them because she would go like this. And the groomer said she bit her once.
Oh, I believe it. Well, she was so tight because she couldn't put her weight down in her rear end, so it goes forward.
Okay. I'm just so, I wish I had known about this before. I feel really guilty.
Well, you know, we got it taken care of now.
You're better, huh? I'm okay, sweetie. I'm not. I just feel it. You don't worry about
There's
me.
some Kleenex to the right.
Yeah. I'm fine, darling. Don't worry about me. I just was feeling guilty there for a second. Wow. Because she was really always acting like something was wrong. She is calmer. Are you better, darling? Yes, you are.
Worked with Sherry for over 13 years when I first called her to treat my dog who had a torn cruciate ligament. And she had just moved here from Chicago. Her work is key to my work because if I can't get the dog to have a clearer pathway in his nervous system, it is not as easy to get homeopathy to work, bioresonance therapy. Any treatments I'm doing are all going to be stymied by not having a clear pathway. Bioresonance therapy was developed over 30 years ago in Germany. And it's actually a machine that works on frequency. And so we read frequencies from the animal to get an idea of what's going on. There's been 500 programs put into the machine that shows a normal frequency for kidney, what would be a normal frequency for liver, for spine block, for scar tissue, 500 different programs. It's interesting being that Sherry has also has one of the machines that has experienced it. We can be in the room together, test an animal for what's called spine block, which means we don't have good frequency and we have a blockage through the pathways. I can test it, find spine block, have Sherry adjust the animal, retest it immediately, and 100% of the time we have had no more spine blot.
I read this piece about Charlie the Buffalo, Charlie Goodnight, owned by Verrill Goodnight and Roger Brooks. And he didn't even know he was a buffalo, because when they got him he was 6 days old, and he was used as a baby buffalo to make a sculpture. And he, at 400 pounds, ran into a steel post and had then, it's called flaccid paralysis, just like the squirrel. Couldn't get up, he didn't have any motor capacity. So I called Colorado State University, got some buffalo anatomy pictures so I could understand what was the angle of the skull. What did the first vertebra look like? And I studied that. And Charlie the Buffalo, who was basically a three-legged buffalo, he couldn't use his right rear leg well to push off because he was misaligned after hitting the steel post. Dr. Gretchen Yost, she was the veterinarian with me, and basically you either had to give Charlie a carrot to eat or a crotch to smell, and he would keep his head straight. So Gretchen was a great helper in both departments, and she was okay with that, and so was Charlie. So I'm standing on an ice chest adjusting him while he's smelling a carrot, and just he would keep his head straight, and then I would get my hand in there on his atlas vertebra and give it momentum to move. I adjusted him, and in the end he was able to walk straight versus just being able to walk on or run on a 45-degree angle. He was able to toss up a 500-pound tire and also start on hikes back with the owner. So all I can say is if there's a will, there's a way to adjust some of these guys.